Well, after a rather traumatic day in the office, really, if you can like and subscribe my videos, I'd really appreciate it, because I'd like to be able to make a living out of this. At least that way I wouldn't have to go into a toxic office. In the meantime, just clear myself. Ooh, I overdone it with the smoke this evening. Yeah, have a bit more. Let's get a bit more. Come on, give us a big. Come on, give us a dose. Not really getting the smoke on the camera tonight. Alright, there you go. Right. Anyway, I have decided to use a couple of decks that I haven't used before. One of which I've only got today. Woohoo! Yes. So let's just give that a bit of a. Make sure the cards are clear. This deck's amazing looking. I'm really excited to use this. Right, so what am I doing? I have decided that it's my friend Dan's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday. And this is well, kind of my gift to you. Of course, we're going to meet up on Saturday. You can have all the steak you want. But anyway, what I'm going to do now. Oh look, I've got more smoke coming out. I want to do a reading for him. I want to do a reading on the next year for him. What important things are coming up. What direction to go in. So, alright, let's just clear that off for a second. Which one are you using? Okay, ready to go? Alright, are you going to use these? And that one? Okay, we got permission to use them. So, I realise I haven't been very good at this the past couple of times. So, first cards, I'm using Manifest Money Moon Oracle. I'm not saying anything. And then I'm going to be using this fantastic little deck. Now I say it's fantastic, I haven't actually used it yet. The Citadel, a fantasy oracle. And knowing Dan with his love of fantasy goth stuff, I kind of think this is probably the perfect things for him. Right, so let's have a look. Let's see, are they going to come out of red? Yeah, that's really bizarre. Right, okay, so which ones do we want to read first? Okay. One or the other. Oh, you're good. No, come on, which one? Which one do you want to read first? Okay, there you go. Oh. New moon tomorrow, which just happens to be Dan's birthday. So, again, really good time for starting new stuff. Right, okay. And that is why I think tonight's a very good evening for doing a card reading. Okay, let's pull. Let's see where we're going. All right. Any of you watching the cat shorts? Oh God, these guys. So, Ghost, as I call him, that's the white-faced one. Obviously, he's cottoned on that his sister or sibling, Carly, tortoiseshell one, is obviously making the most of her time when she gets into my house. And obviously, for the past 2 months, he's been making determined efforts to get in as well. However, past couple of days, it's turned into a bit of a battleground. So he's actually cornering her and trying to swipe her to get out of the house or get away from the house. So this evening, he'd obviously been doing that. Right, let's read them down. So I took a video of him, which is rather sweet, looking all gorgeous. Within 5 minutes, he's come back to the house and obviously been in a scrap with someone. Now, I don't think it's Carly. I think it might be Simba the Ginge. And the Simba the Ginge, the reason I think it's him is because he's now asleep in my shed. Now, this is, again, the cat that does have a home to go to. Oh, I didn't realise I've got a card backwards. Okay, oh, we got one card down. That's probably a good card for him, actually. Okay. I'm just going to see how many cards we need. Alright, for Dan. Stand up there, because that one is. Okay. Is it yes or no? Yes or no? Right, okay, so we've got 3 cards. So this is the first deck. We're going to just read and see what comes out. Oh, balls. Put those in backwards. I'm feeling the energy of the new moon. I really am at the moment. Okay. So... right, first card. Okay. See beyond. Look past obstacles and get to the finish line. Ambition, venture, reward. Okay? Now, I think this is talking about the new venture that he's started. Now, I'm not sure how it's going at the moment, but he'd started a new craft, had done a couple of things for a few people, and he was hoping to be able to do it to produce money. So I think this is saying, don't look at the obstacles and what's in the way at the moment. Stay focused on the outcome and what's the possibilities. Because, full bloom, you'll reach your potential to make your money glow. It's glow, isn't it? Grow either, grow. So, mature, invested peak. So I think you need to keep your sideline running and maybe look at how to expand on it. And again, immersed. The intense focus you have to work pays off. Deep dive, worth full cup. So, you know what you want to do. Focus on it. I think it's also saying that you've got... I think you need to see beyond what the current situation is as well. I know with the money card coming up, I think you're so focused on money at the moment that you're missing what's going on and possibly the way to make the money. Okay, but also if you immerse yourself into what you want to do, then you've got that growth, you've got that potential, you've got the full cup. So your potential to move beyond the restrictions that you've put on yourself at the moment, I think, you know, it's all there. It's all there for you to move beyond that. So those are those ones. Now, I love the look of these. I got 4 new decks today. I don't need any more decks. I really don't. This is it now. If you see me come on here and I've bought another deck, feel free to like, subscribe and post that I must now do more readings. Right, let's see what comes out. Okay, bit of an awkward deck to think, but I want to see. I think these are really nice little cards. Very fluid anyway. Right, okay. We'll put out a couple of decks. Let's see what we can get. So... Also, this See Beyond. Stop looking at what's the obstacles and see the path forward, okay? Right, let's see. Sorry, I really switched off for a second there. Not to ruin Dan's birthday read, but I've had a really traumatic day again. Just been screwed over by people. And really been pushed to the point as to whether it's even worth me being in this job anymore. From the astrology, I know this is something that it's a recurring pattern. I'm not supposed to be in a bloody office. But this week, I think the frustration is that I know I'm beginning to understand who and what I can be. and how much I have changed since February. But my issue is that it's how much I can change, but other people can't. I've gone through my life having to adapt and change who I am to try and prevent other people seeing me as an object to be attacked, belittled. There's a lot of childhood programming that has come into this. But at the moment, it's a recurring pattern. This has been happening near enough every 6 months. There's someone I call the snitch, and basically she takes whatever is said in the office and she feeds it back to the bitch in the corner. So the bitch and the snitch work together, and I fully well understand the dynamics of this. But today, again, there was a very underhanded dealing going on. With the work that I've been doing, I've really struggled as to why I want to put myself in this position. And a lot of people have pointed out I shouldn't. But at the same time, I don't want to quit the job and walk away without me being in a position where I can support myself, where I can look beyond and see what I can do. Anyway, back to the cards for Dan. What cards does he need? What have we got? What have we got? Come on, give us these good cards. Quite a few. Okay, there we go. So, when I went quiet there for a second, it was just I'd gone into drama mode as to what possibly will happen tomorrow. Which, you know what? I'm not going to bother with it. Right, okay, any order? Any order? Okay, anchor cards. Oh, okay. Top 3? Any order on these? Which way do you want to go? Let's just swap those around. See what we get. Yeah, whatever. Okay, bottom 2. Next one. Outcome. Alright, there we go. So, okay, let's read these. Oh, hello. Okay, let's read these cards. Which of the words on this card is the ones that Dan need? Biding your time, planning ahead. Okay, right. Experimentation, rebellion. Rebellion? Experimentation. Okay, both of them. Radical change, taking control. Okay. Discovery, augury. You've been no help whatsoever. Balance, invention, destruction. Oh, okay. Right, I'm going to try this one again. Okay, so, first card. The Archer. Having done archery myself, obviously the idea with archery is for you to hit the target. There's a certain amount of skill involved with it. It's not as easy as picking up a bow and arrow and just pointing it somewhere. Being able to judge the distance, the angles, the flight, against the wind. So the Archer card here, it says biding your time and planning ahead. Now, I do know that there are plans, or Dan is trying to make plans about the future, and I think this is a card to say start putting those plans into writing, get a structure down as to go about it, and then obviously work behind it, but don't rush things. The Witch. So it's got experimentation, rebellion. I mean, again, I think the experimentation could be to do with the new venture, to keep expanding, to try different options, different designs. Rebellion, I'm tempted to say that it could be towards your work. In a change to how you approach your work. Maybe to see if there's a way that you can change what you're doing at the moment. Maybe it's to do with your work-life balance, and I think it could be to do with your hours. Whether you can find a better balance between what you're doing and everything else. Because I do feel at the moment you're putting more effort into work than you are anything else. And I get why, Dan, I really do. But as it says, your hard work's going to pay off, but I don't think it's just the current normal job that you're doing. So, as again, this is probably the other thing, the catalyst. So this is the catalyst for radical change and taking control. So you make the decision as to where you want to be. You make your decision about how hard you want to work. Know your worth. Maybe it is the house move that you've been talking about. Or the possibility of moving out the country. Not that I'm overly keen on that idea, but... So the next one that comes up is the astronomer. Discovery, augury. Augur. I've got no idea what augury is. Really haven't. So we'll stick with discovery. So I think what it is that by working on the top ones, so biding your time, planning ahead, experimenting, maybe a bit of rebellion, radical change, and taking control, you're going to discover a better way of doing things. More security. More happiness. It's basically a card indicating the universe is yours. Right, and then we've got the Alchemist. This is the outcome card, the Alchemist. Alchemist is able to turn... What is it? It's able to create gold. But what it's saying to me as well is that you're going to find the balance, the invention to move forward. I think the destruction bit is to do with destroying the negativity when you're kind of like going, I can't do this, I don't have this. You are incredibly smart. You're an incredibly hard worker. Having seen what you could do just on your first venture, put some work and effort into it. But also I think this is indicating that obviously relationship wise, I think you're going to find the happy balance between the two of you. I think that also goes down with this discovery as well. I think what it's saying is that this year, you're going forward, you're going to start to understand your full potential. You're going to move away from the blocks, so am I, hopefully, and you're going to move to a more balanced, big changes, okay, but it's going to be worth it for the discovery and the new invention of you. And hopefully I'm going to be coming along for the ride. I'm always here to support anyway. Okay? Have a lovely birthday. Obviously, if you're watching this and it's not your birthday, if you get anything from this reading and my waffling, I hope it helps. Like, subscribe, share it if you feel that there's people who could benefit from this. If you want to have me read on something, just leave a comment. I will have a go. All right? Have a good evening.